Hamas has vowed to destroy Israel. Senior Hamas official Khalil al-Hayya says Israel, quote, will be removed at the hands of the Al-Qassam brigades. Al-Hayya made those comments during a military parade in Gaza on the 27th anniversary of the establishment of the Palestinian resistance movement.
A European court has ruled that the EU must remove the Palestinian resistance movement Hamas from its list of terrorist groups. In a statement, the General Court of the European Union said the inclusion of Hamas on the list was not based on legal judgment. It said the measure was rather based on an unfair media portrayal. The Luxembourg-based court said the freeze on Hamas funds will remain in place for 3 months. Hamas's military wing was added to the European Union's terrorism blacklist in December 2001, and the EU blacklisted the political wing of Hamas in 2003. Give us your thoughts on the implications of this European court decision and the reasons for removing Hamas from the blacklist, and also why it took so long.
Well, I think this step and this move, which was taken by the EU court, is a major turning point in the communication with Hamas. Hamas, as a Palestinian faction, has been resisting the occupation for the past 3 decades. And Hamas was listed on such list in the European Union because of false information. But today justice has been done. Justice has been made by the EU court, as Hamas is resisting the occupation. Hamas is one of the fabric of the Palestinian politics and the Palestinian political system. I think what we have seen in Gaza and in Palestine, happiness and joy by Hamas leaders and by the Palestinian community, because Hamas is one of the main political major factors in Gaza and in West Bank and Palestine. This move means as well that Hamas will be able to engage in communication with the outside world, because we have seen for the past 8 years that Hamas has been under siege in the Gaza Strip and was not able to communicate and open channels of communications with different countries. Today we might see many European countries able to open channels of communications with Hamas, and this would sustain its ability to be able to engage in the Palestinian politics. As we have seen, some vetoes were made by some major countries in the world as Hamas was taking part in the Palestinian unity government. But today I think the situation would be much different.
U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry and Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu met in Rome on Monday. Ahead of his trip, Netanyahu declared that he would rebuff UN attempts to recognize a Palestinian state.
בשנים האחרונות הדפנו פעם אחר פעם ניסיונות להכתיב לנו תנאים שהיו פוגעים בביטחון ישראל ושגם אינם מתיישבים עם שלום אמיתי. גם הפעם לא נקבל ניסיונות להכתיב לנו מהלכים חד צדדיים קצובים בזמן. במציאות שבו הטרור האסלאמי שולח את הזרועות שלו לכל פינה בגלובוס, אנחנו נעדוף כל ניסיון שיביא את הטרור הזה לתוך הבית שלנו, לתוך מדינת ישראל. ואת הדברים הללו אני אגיד בצורה הכי ברורה. גם אם יהיו תכתיבים, אנחנו נעמוד איתן מולם.
Hamas, the dominating military group in Gaza, held a rally to celebrate their 27th anniversary on Sunday. Vowing to destroy Israel, Hamas paraded thousands of its armed fighters through the streets of Gaza in the Islamist group's biggest show of force since the end of the latest military conflict with Israel in August.
A show of force by Hamas in Gaza. The Islamist group marked its 27th anniversary Sunday, vowing to destroy Israel, while parading some 2,000 of its armed fighters and weaponry through Gaza City. It was Hamas's biggest show of force since August, when a 50-day war between Palestinians and Israel ended. The fighting left more than 2,100 Palestinians dead, most of them civilians, among them many children. A Hamas spokesman said another confrontation with Israel may be inevitable, unless, he said, tens of thousands of homes damaged or destroyed in a summer conflict are rebuilt. Hamas says its weapons on display Sunday included long-range rockets and multiple launcher rockets. A drone was paraded by on a truck as another unmanned aircraft flew overhead. Israel says Hamas has been test-firing rockets into the Mediterranean in recent weeks, an accusation Hamas has neither confirmed nor denied.
Every child deserves a normal childhood. Toys to play with. Quality time with their friends. A good education. Childhood icons to relate with. Role models to look up to. This is childhood in Gaza.
Like the moderate Arabs, I want Israel to have peace with the Palestinians, a genuine peace, an enduring peace, a secure peace. I stress the word secure because for years I demanded that any peace agreement be founded upon robust security arrangements. That was always understood by Israelis, but I sincerely hope that it's now better understood internationally. For there can be no peace without real security. And there can be no real security without a long-term IDF presence to provide it. For 9 months we negotiated with the Palestinians, but they consistently refused to engage us on our legitimate security concerns. Just as they refused to discuss recognizing Israel as the nation state of the Jewish people, while at the same time insisting that Israel recognize a nation state of the Palestinian people. My friends, the talks didn't end because Israel announced that it would build apartments in Jewish neighborhoods of Jerusalem, neighborhoods that will remain a part of Israel under any conceivable peace agreement. The talks ended because the Palestinians wanted them to end. The talks ended because President Abbas, unfortunately, chose a pact with Hamas over peace with Israel. Unfortunately, the Palestinian leadership is simply not prepared, and I hope this changes, but it's not yet prepared, to truly confront violence and fanaticism within Palestinian society, within their own ranks. The jihadist murderers in the tragic attack on the Har Nof synagogue were not focused on how many apartments Jews were building in Jerusalem. They were focused on killing Jews. After Secretary Kerry spoke with him, President Abbas condemned the Har Nof murderers, but still blamed Israel for their heinous actions. And Abbas remains in a political pact with those who celebrated the murder of the rabbis, 3 of whom were also American citizens. Regrettably, the Palestinian leadership not only refuses to confront that extremism, at times it even fuels it. It engages in incitement day in and day out. Just look at their web pages, look at their websites, and make your hair stand on end. And I think it's important to confront this. I don't think sticking our head in the sand promotes real peace. And I don't believe that false hopes promote real peace. I think they just push peace further away. Real peace will only come with leadership that demands from the Palestinians to accept the 3 pillars of peace. 1, genuine mutual recognition. 2, an end to all claims, including the right of return. And 3, a long-term Israeli security presence. Now, I will never give up on this triangle of true peace. My friends, Israel seeks peace. I seek peace. But for peace, we need a Palestinian partner willing to stand up to Palestinian extremists, as other Arab governments are now doing throughout the region. I hope that we'll find such a partner who will recognize Israel as the nation state of the Jewish people, who will take our security concerns seriously, who will end all claims. Last week, we celebrated the 67th anniversary of the United Nations call for the establishment of the Jewish state. Today, we're proud that the Jewish people have achieved our national self-determination in a genuinely democratic state, one that guarantees equal rights for all its citizens, regardless of race, religion, or sex, as promised in our Declaration of Independence. And this will not change. In standing up for Israel's identity as the nation state of the Jewish people, I will never agree to legislation that undermines Israel's democratic character. Not now, not ever.